All right, know who it is, man. I just did this live real quick because I had some things that was on my mind from this weekend's past fight, and I had some how people reactions towards Boots Ennis Philadelphia homecoming debut and his win. You ask me, it's people like, listen, this is my brother. We never beefing, but my brother Prince. It's people like him who too devoted on a Terrence Bud Crawford buzz that you don't acknowledge or respect the great Boots Ennis and what he provides inside the square arena, should we say? I ain't gonna say the circle, the square arena. Um, See, it's funny to me how when Bud beat Anastasia or whatever, that's when we ever first heard of this guy name ever. Anybody that's casual or not casual, um, we first hear him. So Bud beats him, and after that, it becomes a big deal when the hands of God allow Boots to fight him instead of Crawley, and Boots does him one up by having him stop himself for being punished even more. Through a whole nother round that it took for Crawford to knock him out clean. So to prevent that from happening exactly the same way possibly, he quit himself. So I mean, I feel like that's worse. But we not even just comparison on the fight, but if we do go to a comparison of the fight or on the fights, if you watch Bud Crawford and Anastasia, and then right after that, watch Boots Ennis and Anastasia, you will see Boots didn't take more than Crawford did. They took about the same amount hits from him. He had a wicked, sharp, stinging little jab that he kept, or a clobber overhand jab. I don't know what the fuck to call it, but he just had this one punch that he constantly kept hitting both opponents with. So to stop trying to find any little thing, because you ask me, what y'all want? Boots to look like Shakur Stevenson out there, where you gonna say that he should have let his hands go? He let his hands go, and that comes with getting hit sometimes, man. You can't slip and dip everything. And plus, being though the timing he been out the ring, his timing was off. And I said that once he was getting interviewed, I responded while I was in the crowd because I was there, that his timing was off, and then he said it out of his own mouth. And the crowd looked at me that was near me, was like, damn. That's a real analyst of a fight, and knowing your fighter, if that's your fighter, because I do like Boots Ennis, that's my fighter. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up here and keep allowing people like Prince to keep discrediting my man. You know what I'm saying? But that shit not cool. So who the fuck is calling me? Hold on, let me see who's calling me, y'all. They ain't showing me who I missed the call from. I don't know, man. But anyway, man, all I'm saying is with Boots being Boots, Boots only did what Boots going to do. And if it's some type of similarities between him and Crawford, then the similarities between him and Crawford, being as though probably, the style of fighting. But at the end of the day, but how can you just get so much credit for beating the same dude that my man beat, but y'all trying to shit on my man for beating the same dude? And he did it better. If anything, you should praise him too and just want to see the fight. See, the thing about people is they get scared once they see real competition show itself. And that's what it be. See, people that's supposed to be fans and supporters, only thing they want to do is hate. You know what I'm saying? They want to hate on the next man instead of just being a fan or supporter of the whole thing. You feel me? Like, I like Bud to an extent. When it comes to certain fighters, I don't think he could beat him. When it comes to Boots, I don't think he could beat him. That's just me. That's me rocking with my guy, and that's just me in my opinion, what I say and what I feel. It don't necessarily got to be always right, but from what I see and what I can prove, I feel as though it's right until they show me otherwise. And I think the world pressing for that fight will be great for boxing. And I feel like Eddie Hearns is the man to get it done. I feel like Eddie Hearns is the man that could come to the United States of America and supply and demand and build these fighters the proper way, unlike other, um, no disrespect, but other organizations and whatever. Because I do have some people that I do like that's under these other promotional companies like Top Rank and TMT and you know what I mean, the others. You got what I'm saying? There was the ones I could think off of my head from the rip. But you know what I mean? I feel as though Eddie Hearns is going to promote you right. He may talk a lot in the press conference, but it definitely highlights you as not like somebody talking a lot and talking about their self and their accomplishments, unlike other people in other promotions and shit. So like, you know, or you might just hype up another fighter when this fight was about you, being as though that fighter is under that promotion too. You don't have to deal with that when you're dealing with Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns gonna make sure that you get that exposure. Eddie Hearns gonna make sure you sell out your city. Eddie Hearns gonna make sure you the man in your area. You know what I mean? From where you from. You're gonna make sure that you got that. He did it with Anthony Joshua, and he got a whole country behind him. So the way that Boots Ennis going, he gonna have this country behind him. The thing is, people gotta stop hating and stop being. I mean, I can understand you choosing sides because I'm choosing sides myself when it comes for me picking Boots over Bud. I'm not gonna lie. But I just mean like as far as discrediting the man and trying to shit on his accomplishments. It's bad enough it was hard for him to get somebody to get in the ring with him. Now that he tuned them up, now they want to just bring up another excuse, another reason, another hardship, or another accomplishment he got to put on his resume to be able to satisfy casual people or people who just riding waves or the first thing they heard of they ran with instead of doing research about the sport. And just going with what you hear because you're going to hear the negativity first. You know what I mean? But experience-wise, you ask me, Boots may have more experience than he. It may not show based off the quality of competition, but I'm saying as far as me knowing personally, Boots been boxing since he was like a baby child. It been in his blood since, you know what I mean, born, being as though his brothers and father, you know, was boxers too beforehand. So this is a different lineage than, matter of fact, it's not so what, because I did hear that Bud Crawford father and his uncle was boxers and wrestlers and shit. So, yeah, I mean, but basically all I know is Boots started younger as far as like putting them hands up and going at it or whatever. Bud did it a little bit later than Boots did. So that's why I feel like the experience-wise may come into play eventually. I feel like when Boots do approach this fight, it will be his sharpest and on-point fight ever, being as though the impression that he has to make for himself, for the crowd, for anybody that was a doubter and disbeliever of him. And I feel like that's what's going to make that fight exciting because you know Crawford is not going to just roll over and die because it's a young lion in front of him trying to rip his head off. So that's what's going to make it fun to watch and enjoyable. I know if they don't have a trilogy after that first fight, people will be in the hospital and it will be a brutal brawl and they both will be hurt out of it, regardless who wins or not. Still great for boxing, still great for the community of uncasual fans. The ones that know what's going on. We just want to see it. And rather if one or the other loses, that doesn't define their career as not being as great as they supposed to be, man. What makes you great is who you step in the ring with. That's my whole motto right now as this boxing thing changing to what it's supposed to be. Once you got the right names you in the ring with, that secures your greatness. Like you need about like 5 or more, or probably like, depending on how the outcomes was, you could use 3. And you could possibly be great based off of those fights because the opponent will make you great based off of the challenges you have to overcome to beat them and their styles and stuff like that. So that's why they say styles and stuff matter. And that's just my whole opinion about the whole thing, man. My whole piece and my whole say-so about it, man. I'm just basically on this joint just saying, like, Prince, you my God, but you another ass nigga for that, though. You know that. You know you another ass nigga for that, bro. You another ass nigga for that. You ain't even support your guy. You could have ordered the pay-per-view or something. You did all nut shit, bro. You should have been down there in the city, and it was popping too, bro. And I took a picture with Abdullah Mason and all that and met him. You could have been there with me, bro. And I had an empty seat right next to me the whole time, bro. You drawn, bro. You supposed to be my guy. On that note, you feel me? You're at least supposed to show love. Because listen, if I came to your crib and watched Crawford punch on that nigga, you should have went to Boots fight, bro, because it was in the city. You know what I'm saying? Regardless how you feel about it, man. Regardless how you feel about Boots, man. You play too much. But either way, you're gonna get a whole bunch of videos from Bud Crawford Beats, No Credit, Canelo Alvarez, that channel. You gonna y'all can subscribe and like him and all that. Yeah, I mean that's my guy, it's my brother. But you're gonna have a whole bunch of content starting today, possibly a little bit later on if you ain't started already, talking a whole bunch of shit about Boots. I'm surprised you ain't got. You probably making your 11 videos and knock them, just send them out straight back to back to back now. That's why I ain't hear from you since the motherfucker fight. But long story short, that's what you ought to do. You Boots #1 hater, and I'm on it. And I'm going to eliminate all that hate and shit that you got going on against Boots. You going to convert. Once he knock your man the fuck out or get that dub, you going to convert, bro. And that's real shit. But shout out to Prince. Shout out to Boots. Shout out to Boots and his family. Shout out to everybody that's in Philly that supported him. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my guys. Shout out to Abdullah Mason for meeting him and actually having conversations with him. Shout out to Abdullah Mason's father. Cool old head, man. I had fun with those guys when I was there at the fight with them, man. I didn't expect to see him. It was some old natural random shit. And that's just what it costs to actually going out, you know, attempting to go to these events and putting yourself out there, man. That's what happens when you do that. You run into people, and when you run into people, you could get content. You know what I mean? Depending on the person. So at the end of the day, man, all I'm saying is, man, y'all stay safe, man. Y'all keep supporting the channel. I'm going to try my best to keep giving y'all more content and more content and more content and more content as much as I can, man. Whatever I could come up with or whatever could come my way. You feel me? I appreciate y'all support. Like, share, and subscribe and all that, man. That's all I ask for. I'm off this live, man. And Prince, man, you gotta see my man Boots eventually, bro. Man, and like, you gotta come down to the stadium and see him, bro. You can't hate on him like that, man. That shit was good. He punched on the same cheese ball. I told you it was a cheese ball when I sat in your room. Oh, no, man. All that hyped up shit because your man was fighting him, Prince. Now, my man punched on him and doing better. And then all of a sudden, you want to, no, I'm talking in the comments. That's how you get now? That's how you get now, bro? Love you, bro, man. Get out of here, bro. I'm out of here, bro. I ain't fucking with you, man. Talk. Don't talk reckless. Talk right now. You see what happened. You see what Boots could do. Talk right now. Talk with some sense about my guy. And I'm out of here.